Hey there, Team New Kent. Welcome back to another episode of Team New Kent Talks, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes with our students, staff, and community members. I'm your proud host and Superintendent Dr. Nichols, and we have another incredible episode for you today. We are wrapping up another amazing school year. So it's the perfect time to reflect and talk to some of our students who have had amazing school years. So today I'm excited to sit down with three amazing members of Team New Kent. So you'll get introduced to Colton Gray, who has finished kindergarten. So he's going to be moving on to first grade, so you'll learn more about his kindergarten experience. You're going to get introduced to Julian Poorman, who has finished or is finishing fifth grade at New Kent Elementary. So he's going to talk to you about his elementary experience and also what he's most excited about going to middle school, moving from a river otter to a lion. And last but certainly not least, the star of the show with all of her theater productions is 8th grader Mikayla Weeks. So she has had an amazing 8th grade year. So she's going to talk to you about what she's learned, some amazing teachers that she's had, and also what she hopes for in high school and her path to enrollment, enlistment, and employment. So she's already got a lot of that figured out. So hope you enjoyed today's show. All right. I want to thank you guys for being here today. This is the first time I've had students from multiple schools and different grade levels. You feeling good about closing out the year? Okay. We're a loud bunch here. We're going to jump in and I'm going to ask you some questions. So we'll just kind of go around the horn a little bit and maybe we'll start with you, Mikayla, first, so you can kind of show them the way. So school year's almost over. By my count, I believe it's 16 days, I think. But when this podcast airs, who knows? So Mikayla, what's your favorite thing you've learned this year?
Well, I do theater and I involve a lot of my time doing theater. When we did the Puffs production this year, I was the assistant director and I've never directed anything before, so that was somewhere new I could extend my knowledge.
And I got to see that show. That was incredibly well done. A lot of Harry Potter humor woven throughout. That I got some of the jokes. I had to go back and work on the other ones. So plans to pursue theater going into the high school? Okay, that's awesome. Julian, how about you? What's the favorite thing you've learned this year?
The favorite thing I learned is
as a fifth grader? Yeah.
Probably science.
Science? Anything special in that science world?
Not really, besides like maybe because we learned about oceans.
Oceans?
About a lot of other stuff.
Okay. Now, most of the earth is covered with
Water.
You got it, water. That's right.
It's like 90%.
Yeah, the 87. I don't. We'll have to verify that one, but most of the world is water. So yeah, good thing to learn about. Colton, kindergarten. What's the favorite thing you've learned so far this year?
Kind of like math.
Math? You got.
My brother taught me that.
Your brother taught you math. Okay, it's nice to have a brother who teaches you stuff. So I had an older brother too. He didn't really teach me a whole lot. So good thing you have your brother, right? All right, that's good. Speaking of people who are helpful,
My mom.
oh, there's another one. So you're on a roll now. So I'm gonna go to you. This question is for you. You're gonna start us off. You ready? Who is someone who made school extra special for you? Like, as a kindergartner, who made school extra special for you? Okay, you're pointing, but the camera's not gonna see, so you gotta tell me who that is.
Dr. O'Day.
Dr. O'Day made school extra special for you. How? What'd she do?
She's a nice principal.
She's a very nice principal. And you get to see her almost every day? Almost every day. That's awesome. So I'm glad she made it extra special for you. Julian, how about somebody that made school extra special for you?
Probably my mom
Yeah?
and most of my friends.
Most of your friends? You got a lot of friends there at New Kent Elementary School?
Yes.
Okay. Made school extra special for you. All right, Mikayla, coming your way. You had some think time on this one. Who's someone who's made middle school, your 8th grade year, extra special for you?
I really appreciate my first period teachers, Mr. Drake and Miss Feeney.
Oh,
They're just a great way to start the morning. I've learned a lot in their classes, and I really enjoyed them this year.
that is a great way to start the day. So Drake and Feeney, no matter how you cut it, that's a great way to start the day. So I don't know how you got that schedule. That's pretty rare. So I think I know where you may go with this, Mikayla, so we're going to stay with you on this one. What's the best part of your day, your school day?
Just everything in general. Like, I have very short attention span, so being at home over the summer, like, I don't have a lot to do. This year, I'm taking geometry over the summer.
Oh,
I want to take trig and algebra 2 in my 9th grade year, and do dual enrollment in high school, so I want to get my math accelerated. So I really like being at school the whole day. I know you can ask a big percentage of kids at school, and they say, I'd rather be at home, but I like being at school.
you love being at school. It sounds like you've kind of got high school figured out already before you really step foot here. That's awesome. We'll talk more about that too. So, okay, geometry this summer. All right, that sounds good. Julian, what is the best part of your school day?
The best part for me is probably science and just really everything.
Yeah?
I can't really name out one thing.
Gotcha. But science is definitely your thing. Colton, best part of your day?
PE.
PE, I should have seen that coming. Why PE?
Because it's fun.
It's fun? You get to run around, you get to play games and do all that kind of stuff? Okay. Very nice.
And I have lots of assemblies in there.
You have lots of what?
Assemblies.
Assemblies? Like Otter Days? Otter Days are pretty special. So, school year is almost over. You guys have been incredibly successful in kindergarten, 5th, and 8th grade. What was something that challenged you this year? I've had some challenges this year. What's something that's challenged you this year? So, Julian, we haven't come to you first. So, biggest challenge this year so far?
I can't name out really one thing, probably something in math.
Something in math. So science, absolute best thing ever. Math, some challenges. Okay. But you've handled those challenges?
Yes.
You ready for middle school math? All right. I love it. Mikayla, how about something that has challenged you this year?
I found my science class pretty difficult this year, so taking 5 SOLs at the end of the year, I took a lot of extra time to prepare for my science one, and I passed with a 496, which...
Ooh, very proud. How about you? What is your biggest challenge this year?
Learning to read.
Learning to read, that's a big one. Yeah, knuckles on that one. How's it going? It's going good? That's a big one. Once you unlock that one, though, you can do anything in this world. So Julian and Mikayla will tell you the same thing. Once you learn to read, and that's a big deal in kindergarten. So good for you. That's a great answer. So we talked about how you push through that challenge, right? A little bit. So want to talk about kind of what you want to be when you grow up. Some thoughts on that. Because we have a lot of opportunities, especially when you get to high school, you're already seeing that, to kind of explore some of those careers and do those different things. So, Julian, what about you? What do you think you want to do at some point? And it's okay not to know.
I don't honestly know.
That's good.
It's years ahead of me.
You got time to figure that out. Well, you're going to have a lot of opportunities, which Mikayla can tell you about, at the middle school to explore all kinds of things and kind of figure out what are those things that I'm most interested in. Lots of sciences, lots of different things, lots of electives, some pretty cool things going on. Colton, how about you? You want to be the superintendent or doctor of the day one day?
I want to be a cop.
Okay. I think I did know that, actually. All right, Mikayla, I have no idea where we're going with this one because there's so many doors open for you. Do you have any ideas?
I want to go to college for law enforcement and be in the CIA or the FBI for investigation, and then minor in musical theater, so I have multiple plans.
That is one of the most interesting intersections of talents. I think there's a lot of connection between those two. So kind of when you're in the law enforcement, you are on a stage a little bit. right? I love that. So very excited. Do you have ideas on different universities or colleges yet?
I want to go to ODU because it's pretty local. My dad went to ODU.
Okay, very nice. Future monarch. I love that. We make a lot of memories in school. School is almost over for the year. You're going to be leaving elementary school. You're going to be leaving middle school. You're going to be leaving kindergarten, right? Yes. What's one memory from this year that you'll always keep with you? Like something that's going to stay with you forever? Oh, I think Julian wants to jump in.
Probably when, because during gym we had this thing where if you jump, like, for me it's 100 times for 5th grade, in a row, you get like a prize.
How'd you do?
I got 100 in a row and was like the first in 5th grade. I'm pretty sure.
Nice. That's a pretty big memory. I love it. What do you think, Colton? Great memory from kindergarten.
Having friends.
Having friends? Nice. You think some of those friends will be in your 1st grade class? I don't know. I know somebody that can help us out with that, though. You met Dr. O'Day? Yeah, she can help with that. Mikayla, how about you? 8th grade, lots of memories. You did some big things this year.
In the fall, my advanced theater class did a production of Good Cop, Bad Cop, and I was Mario Scungili, and that was the first acting role I've done in a play before.
Really? You've had a big year. First acting role, first directing role. You didn't do theater in 7th grade?
I did.
You did? Okay. This is your first big break.
Well, in 7th grade, I always do costumes. So in
Oh.
7th grade, I was the only person on the costumes crew for Wizard of Oz.
Okay. So you're on the back side of the house, and now you're in the front side of the house. I'm not sure if that's the correct language in theater, but we're going to run with it. If you could thank somebody from this year, you get to thank anybody you want, who would it be and why? You've had a great kindergarten year, you've had a great 5th grade year, you've had a fantastic 8th grade year. Who would you want to thank for that and why?
You.
You're going to thank me, Colton? Why?
Because.
You going to give me more?
But you're nice.
I am nice. I'll take that. That's 2 today. All right. Who would you like to thank for a fantastic year?
Probably my teacher, Miss Beasley, because she's been teaching us. She brings us through hard times, and she's always been there.
I love that. Special shout out to Miss Beasley. I love that. Very nice. Mikayla?
I loved all my teachers this year. I can't pick a specific one, but if I had to,
You do.
I really appreciated my civics teacher, Mr. Swanson, this year.
Okay.
Miss Livingston and Mr. Swanson are the civics teachers this year were really good. I've met Miss Livingston before, we've talked before, and they were just really amazing teachers, and I learned a lot from that class.
So you feel ready coming into the civics SOL. Okay. When you have them as a team, I think you are ready. That's awesome. So you're leaving your grade level in just a few days, moving on. But we have a whole new group of students that are coming into kindergarten. I met some of them last night. We have new students that are coming into 5th grade, and we have new students that are coming into 8th grade. What advice would you give to somebody just starting your grade next year? Set them up for success.
Probably just 5th grade isn't actually, to me, it's not too hard.
Okay.
4th grade was actually a little harder.
You thought 4th grade was harder. Okay. So what advice would you give them?
Just stay calm. It's okay, and there's a lot of grades, so it's okay if you get one bad grade. There's a lot of them, and you can always bring the grade up.
Nice. It's okay to make mistakes, but you have time, and as long as you work hard, you can make up for it. I love it. That's great advice. That's advice for adults too. Not necessarily the grade part, but the mistake part. How about you, Mikayla? What advice do you have for our 8th graders coming in? You've seen them in the hallway, those 7th graders.
Yeah, mostly just don't sweat it. Nothing that you do in 8th grade can do too much damage and then be nicer to the 6th graders, because when I was in 6th grade, I really appreciated like the older kids who would like help me find my class or be nice to me.
I love that. Yeah, when you're 6th grade coming in for the first time, which will be you, right? You know, to have those 8th graders looking out for you and doing those nice things. Nice. Colton, what advice do you have for the kindergartners coming in? What would you tell them? Be nice and kind. Help your teacher.
Probably.
Yeah, that's good advice. So, next year, we'll be here before you know it. Like summer flies by, especially when you're taking geometry. What's something you're excited about or nervous about for next year? And it can be both. I'm excited and nervous. What about high school? What are you excited about?
Mostly just getting to like have more opportunities available to me, because like when you're a little bit younger, everything is like more structured into a specific timeline, but then in high school you have more room to explore new things or get ahead quicker.
That's such a smart, great answer. The other piece that you look forward to is you're only working on 4 classes at a time, but you do have to go to them every day. So it just goes a lot faster. But you're right, you're going to have a lot of opportunity. And by getting geometry done in the summer, you're going to have even more opportunity. So very cool. What are you excited or nervous about with middle school?
I'm excited to meet my friends that left film in 1st grade to
Okay.
the other schools.
Yeah.
And they will come back this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm nervous about sort of meeting more people.
Absolutely. Because all 3 elementary schools come together at middle school. But you're right. You're going to know some kids from other schools already. Colton, how about you? What's something you're excited about with 1st grade?
To have more fun.
More fun? 1st grade fun. I think that's where the fun is. I'm pretty sure. All right, so I want to thank you guys for being here today. I thank you for having fantastic years and being great ambassadors for Team New Kent, but also for giving advice to people that are going to come behind you. Like, people are going to watch this episode and go, okay, I got advice from Julian and Mikayla, so it's going to be okay going into 5th grade, or it's going to be okay going into 8th grade or 6th grade or whatever the case may be. And Colton, they're going to know everything now, right? Yes. Once again, from my friend Colton. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to hang out with me. And I hope you have a fantastic summer if I don't see you between now and then. And then I'll be there to welcome you back day 1 at your new schools, at your new grade level. Sound good? All right. Thank you guys. That's a wrap on another great episode of Team New Kent Talk. Special thank you to Colton, Julian, and Mikayla for their reflections, their advice, and their excitement about the year ahead. And I want to thank you, the listeners, for tuning in to another episode of Team New Kent Talks. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future episodes, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.